way through the business.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at stories making news tonight. The Health Minister commending the Grand Bahama Health Services post-Dorian progress. Students of West End Primary receiving a special visit from the Governor General. And later, the Abaco Chamber of Commerce president is stepping down. Find out why.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
The Grand Bahama Health Services, a journey characterized by resilience, determination, and hard work, blessed by the Lord and filled with much hope.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Grand Bahama is moving one step closer to a state-of-the-art hospital as promised by the Davis-led administration. Tonight, the Minister of Health announces that the bidding process for contracts is underway for the construction of a multi-tower facility, along with the signing of a memoranda with ports including Carnival.
According to the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, the Grand Bahama Health Services has faced numerous significant challenges in recent years. Speaking to staff members in the foyer of the Rand Memorial Hospital, the minister addressed the recovery efforts and the ongoing construction of the new healthcare infrastructure in the wake of Hurricane Dorian.
The Grand Bahama Health Services, a journey characterized by resilience, determination, and hard work, blessed by the Lord and filled with much hope.
Speaking to staff members in the foyer of the Rand Memorial Hospital, the minister addressed the recovery efforts and the ongoing construction of a new healthcare infrastructure in the wake of Hurricane Dorian, with phases 1A and 1B now complete and a grant opening on the horizon. He announced that the bidding process for contractors to work on the multi-tower facility will go out to tender, with additional developments to follow.
That the bidding process for the construction of the multi-story complex, Phase 2 of the medical campus, will go out to tender in a few months. This multi-story complex will house hospital beds, theaters, intensive care unit, and other essential hospital services.
The Health and Wellness Minister also revealing that the government is in the process of establishing memorandums of understanding with various ports, including Carnival Corporation.
We also have established MOUs with ports throughout the Freeport area and a relationship with the new Carnival Celebration Key, where we will be able to provide healthcare services for visitors who find themselves in medical challenges.
He explains that every resident deserves high-quality healthcare services, regardless of their medical condition, ethnicity, or socioeconomic background, adding that overall the goal is to empower the community and give them the care they need.
From urgent care to multidisciplinary specialty clinics to mental health, oncology, dental services, our goal is to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to receive the care that they need and to receive it when they need it.
In conclusion, the minister expresses that health reform is also now in motion.
Our commitment to universal access of quality healthcare services by way of national health insurance remain resolute, and financial resources, training, infrastructural upgrades, public education, and with the help of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we will overcome and we will continue to support the residents here in Grand Bahama.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Meanwhile, the revitalization of the Grand Bahama economy remains high on the government's agenda. As we move into 2025, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce weighs in on the year that was and his outlook for the year ahead. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
We've been through a lot, and not to linger on that, we know the story well.
But, Grand Bahamians are rising, people who live here. They're encouraged. They're waiting to see things happen.
James Carey, president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, characterized the past year as interesting, highlighting significant events that impacted the island's business landscape. A notable development was the ongoing dispute between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. This contention drew considerable attention, culminating in Prime Minister Philip Davis accepting an invitation to speak at the Chamber's business meeting. Carey also acknowledges the setbacks.
The fact that the Grand Lucayan Hotel remains unsold, the airport remains undeveloped. As if on cue, Grand Bahama Power went into a number of issues resulting in difficulty with the generation of power.
While he believes that both the government and Grand Bahama Port Authority do their best in fostering development for the island, he asserts that the key to unlocking Grand Bahama's potential will be both sides finding a solution that caters to the best interest of Grand Bahamians.
The Port Authority continues in their quest to garner investment, and they talk about, almost $2 billion in investments they have lined up. We've been hoping and really anticipating the government will rise to the occasion and cause investment, particularly in other parts of Grand Bahama. There must be a way to find the solution.
The Chamber President acknowledges that recent global events have impacted the island's population. However, he notes a positive trend with some residents returning home, which could enhance Grand Bahama's future prospects. Carey expresses optimism for the business community, highlighting upcoming projects such as the opening of Celebration Key in July 2025. This exclusive destination by Carnival Cruise Line is expected to attract a significant number of visitors, boosting the local economy. With local business leaders adopting a proactive approach, Carey believes the island is trending in the right direction, poised for a period of growth and prosperity.
In many ways, they're preparing for the eventualities, modern approaches to doing business, utilizing available media, including social media. It's suggested that our Royal Caribbean is still a go, but we've seen some initial concepts, but it'd be good to see that really get going. And the resilience is there without a doubt, and it's just on the move.
Now, while Carey says there are still some hurdles to get over, he believes Grand Bahama is still on the verge of making its grand resurgence. And he also believes 2025 could possibly be the launching pad toward that mark. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, after more than 13 years of being a part of the Abaco Chamber of Commerce, on January 28th, Chamber President Daphne Miolis will officially step down. Tonight, she is urging the younger generation to bring fresh ideas and stronger teamwork to continuing representing the island's business community. The details in this report.
Definitely done, and that is for a couple of reasons.
Speaking candidly about her decision to step down as Abaco Chamber President, Daphne DeGregory Miolis expressing frustration over the lack of participation from local leaders and the challenges in securing meaningful support.
I'm done due to frustration and feeling like, my efforts are not really providing the rewards or the fruits that I would like to see happen, and also because of the apathy that our people seem to have, that they just don't care. They're just going to sit back and wait and let other people do whatever.
Miolis explains that despite the Chamber's efforts, the local business community has struggled with limited involvement. She hopes her stepping down will encourage new leadership to step up and bring the energy and collaboration needed for progress.
The Chamber is, first of all, an amazing opportunity for networking. Just for people to even know you're there. First thing a foreigner does when they go into a foreign country is they check with the chamber. If they want to do business, they contact the local chamber. I'm looking for a plumber. I'm looking for an electrician. I want a builder. I want a florist. The resource internationally is the chamber.
She admitted that while there have been some positive signs in Abaco, such as new businesses opening and buildings being completed, there are still many issues that remain unaddressed. While she is taking a back seat, there is someone she feels is capable of breathing new life into the organization.
But I'm very hopeful that this individual will be the next chamber president. They have my 100% support. And whether I am there or not, I am always available for consultation, feedback, bounce things off of. I'm not running away. I'm still a member of this community.
Well, Governor General of the Bahamas, Her Excellency Dame Cynthia Pratt, visited West End Primary School, where she engaged with students and staff before joining senior citizens from the community for a heartfelt lunch. During the gathering, she shared her inspiring life story, offering words of wisdom and encouragement to both the young and elderly attendees.
In an inspiring visit to West End Primary School and St. Mary's Anglican Church, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, shared her life story with both students and senior citizens. Her message resonated with both audiences, encouraging them to defy the odds. Song, a powerful prayer, and a scripture reading from the students of West End Primary School as the Governor General sat back and listened in on what the students had to offer.
Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome to our school. We hope you have a great time here. We hope you come back soon. Dear God, we come before you with grateful hearts, thanking you for the blessing of returning to school and for the incredible opportunity to be graced and inspired by such remarkable leadership.
The scripture reading is taken from Psalms 20, and it reads, "May the Lord answer you in the day of trouble. May the name of the God of Jacob defend you."
As West End Primary put on a show for the Governor General, it was then time for the students to listen intently as the Governor General shared her stories about her school days and her upbringing, being one of 16 children.
I came from a family of 20 children. I came from 16 brothers and sisters. 13 boys, 3 girls. I was the 13th child. Poor. Didn't have pretty clothes like you. I want you to hear me. We didn't have light. We didn't have water.
Bridget Farrington, the principal of West End Primary, says that it brought great joy being graced by the Governor General's presence.
It was a joy. We see it as a blessing that we were picked by her to visit. Her message this morning was very touching, and it would have taken all of us back to what we have been through.
Next, it was time to have lunch with the senior citizens in West Grand Bahama, who was delighted to fellowship with Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt.
In order to build, you must start somewhere. The foundation must be safe. And it's you, our senior citizens, who have laid the foundation.
The Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini sharing that Her Excellency is a part of the West End community.
My second time as Member of Parliament that I have seen her make it a point to come down here whenever she visits Grand Bahama Island. So she wanted to see you, talk with you, and spend time with you. Again, it shows how important all of you are to her.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
And this programming note, the nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, KC, will address the nation on Wednesday, January 8th, 2025, right here on ZNS Channel 211, live on Facebook and other platforms. The national address begins at 8 p.m.
And still to come,
Junkanoo leaders are sharing the history of the parade. Stay tuned. That story, sports, and more when we return.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Tech Masters Freeport, your go-to for electronics, IT services, and repairs. Visit Sunset Commercial Plaza or call 351-5283 today. Tech Masters, we've mastered IT.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Well, Junkanoo fever is upon us. 8 groups are expected to hit the parade route during the January 9th New Year Junkanoo Parade. Tonight, our Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports the 6-time defending champions, Platinum Knights, share why they believe they will once again claim this year's title.
The leeches are up and the stage is set for one of the best Junkanoo showdowns in Grand Bahama history. But the 6-time defending champion, the Platinum Knights, say they are planning on winning the 7th title with good music, magical costume, and fierce competition.
Crews don't care if they come last or no. Once they hear PK lose, but that ain't happening.
Well, the group love for Junkanoo was far and beyond, you know. 90% of the group, they've been with the group from inception. The group consists of 90% of the members under the age of 30. So a lot of them were kids when they joined the group 14 years ago.
We're presenting the circus, okay? We're bringing all the clowns. We're coming to clown on them.
Right now, it's like a big family. The passion for it is growing and growing every year, and I love it.
We are the 6-time music champions, headed for 7. So I would like to tell the other groups, try for second. Try for second.
If I beat you for 6 years, why you think I can lay down and let you beat me on my 7th year? But I'm glad y'all grow up. So come and let your daddy give you what you're supposed to get. Number 7.
You should know that when you hear the name Platinum, that's all of us are rock knights, that's brother and sisterhood. So we come in full force like a tsunami. Watch out, be there, Platinum Knights is coming.
Well, the question is, could the Platinum Knights pull off a 7th win? Well, only time will tell. We're the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, there you have it. One group adamant that this year will be theirs, and that is the Swingers. Our Jay Philippe joins us live with the latest. Jay.
Man, Ramiko, sounds like this year's Junkanoo Parade is expected to be super, ultra, and competitive. This year's parade is theirs to win, according to their leaders.
There's one group in Grand Bahama that has that sound, and that's the Swingers.
Swingers.
It's like a breath of fresh air. That's why I'm out here right now. I've been swinging now almost 30-something years, and every day is a milestone. just to come out and enjoy my fan base and check out our group tonight. We're very excited.
What you just saw is just a small sample of what participants and spectators can expect during the Junkanoo Parade. Reporting live from the Shack, Jay Philippe, back to you at the desk from Rico.
Thanks, Jay. Well, finally, in news tonight, Dovetail Construction Company, along with its partners, executing its 5th annual Dovetail Children's Giveaway in High Rock, East End, Grand Bahama. Children from as far as Sweeting's Key in the east received gifts, bicycles, laptops, and even flat-screen TVs during the giveaway. CEO of Dovetail Construction, Rock Willis Ingram, who is also a native of the area, says it's important that children from East are afforded these opportunities.
Everybody enjoying themselves. And just a blessing to give back. And I just try to make sure I put a smile on the children's face during the utility season. So it's been a blessing to me, so it could be a blessing for them, and seeing them smile, it's a great feeling. So anybody who have kids should know that giving back, especially to kids, is the future of the country. Is a dream, is a blessing, and is a building generation, and teaching them how to give.
Event organizer and employee of Dovetail, who's another East End native, Leyland Lang, thanked its partners for stepping in with the initiative, but also reminded parents that this Christmas season symbolizes a period of giving and sacrifice.
To be able to do this for 5 years in a row, and so it's a milestone for us. And again, we're just grateful for all of our sponsors who've come on board, groups and organizations like Rotary Club of Lucaya. We've had some other private ones as well, residents of the East End community, as well as our biggest sponsors, which is Dovetail Construction, which is something that me and the CEO make sure that from 5 years ago that we want to make sure have this event for the kids out here in East Grand Bahama, because they've been through so much, and so we're just excited to be 5 years strong, and we look forward to the next 20 years.
Ingram is someone who is from High Rock, and he does this every single year. So again, I'm so pleased to be able to partner with him. He's someone who does this on a continual basis. So again, I'm pleased to partner with anyone who is able to do and invest back into their own community.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay is back from the Shack and has the details on sports.
Out of breath, just arrived from the Shack to be here right in time. But coming up in sports, track and field, felt like I was running track just now, Nico.
That's coming your way next, but first a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama Junkanoo Parade, the Pine Yard Rush, powered by Carnival on January 9th on Explorers Way, downtown Freeport. The parade begins at 8 p.m. Purchase your ticket at the Ministry's office at the Regent Center East, opposite RBC Freeport. Call them today at 351-6667.
Grand Bahama, get ready.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, powered by Carnival Cruise Line, presents the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, Pine Yard Rush, January 9th at 8 p.m. Downtown Explorers Way, the post office route. All major Junkanoo groups will be competing for first place. Special guest artist appearance, and for the first time in the history of Junkanoo, a cultural DJ clash. So get your tickets, get ready, and get there. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. First in sports, in track and field, Michael Stiles and Juwan Rigby were both home on Christmas break training, preparing for the indoor track season-style sign with the Magicians in New York last year, while Rigby attends Central State University. Both say they have high expectations for the 2025 season.
My freshman year went well. I made it to the finals in the conference championship. Placed like around 7th place. So this year I just try to get up there and like try to win it this time. On January 12th I have a track meet at LSU, and just hopeful that I do well at that meet.
Right now I feel 100%. I'm ready to go. So I'm expecting a lot this year. Working out with Blake Bartlett and Lamar really helped me a lot. They pushed me in competition, in reps. So I found it good working with them. They helped me open up. So right now, as an opener, I feel like I should be able to go sub-7 and all that stuff. As an opener, getting ready to try the 100.
Next in sports, scores some high school basketball over on the island of Abaco. In junior boys play, Patrick J. Bethel defeated Forest Heights 95-10. Now in senior boys action, Patrick J. Bethel again got the win against SC Bull Dolphins in a nail-biter 52-49. And finally in sports, Coach Junkanoo Ole Miss Lady Rebels lost to Texas A&M in their last match 60-58. The Rebels will be back in action on Thursday when they take on Vanderbilt in conference play. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Sports and Culture, powered by Carnival Cruise Line, presents the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, Pine Yard Rush, January 9th at 8 p.m. Downtown Explorers Way, the post office route. All major Junkanoo groups will be competing for first place. Special guest artist appearance, and for the first time in the history of Junkanoo, a cultural DJ clash. So get your tickets, get ready, and get there. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children and our grandchildren. I vaccinated my children to protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics.
This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
This breaking news just in. The Rundown with Clint Watson is heading to Washington, D.C. for Inauguration Day, and you don't want to miss it. Be there as The Rundown brings you all the sights and scenes of the presidential inauguration of number 47, Donald J. Trump. Advertisers, our D.C. promotional packages are competitively priced and now available to place your business on location and in the live show. Enjoy informative stories on D.C. politics, interviews with local politicos, and extraordinary Bahamians living in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas. The Rundown will bring it live and direct just for you. Call our ZNS sales department today at 502-3800 and book your package. We're off to Washington, D.C. because soon only the sun will cover the planet better. You know the rest.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, criminal charges leveled against the former head of the Central Detective Unit, an attorney, and another police officer in the magistrate's court today. Also, the Prime Minister set to address the nation in his first national address for 2025. Plus, officials warning the public not to be scammed with the smart card pass making the rounds on social media. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Jimenita Swain. A former senior police officer charged with upholding the rule of law, now himself facing the courts today. Our Lloyd Allen spent the afternoon at the magistrate's court following the case and has our top story tonight. He joins me live in studio. Lloyd, what can you tell us?
Well, Jimenita, it was around 4:40 this afternoon when former Central Detective Unit Chief Michael Johnson, along with attorney Bajan Ferguson and police constable D'Angelo Rule, appeared before Magistrate Roberto Rackley in Court 9 on a myriad of charges. Now, Johnson facing 4 charges, conspiring to commit an offense of stealing some $90,000 from Akil Holmes back in November of 2023. And a second charge of receiving those funds accessory after the fact, as well as enabling. Now, Bajan Ferguson facing a single count of accessory and enabling, while D'Angelo Rule was charged with abatement. While there was some wrangling with the defense and prosecution related to the conspiring charge, ultimately a voluntary bill of indictment was issued with all of the men offered bail. Johnson levied $25,000 bail with 2 sureties. Ferguson and Rule given $7,500 bail with 2 sureties. Those sureties were all in court at the time of that arraignment. Magistrate Rackley indicating that the matter returns to court January 30th at 10 a.m. Now, during the arraignment, the men all appeared calm, giving periodic instructions to their attorneys. Mira DeSeal Casey represented Johnson, while Damon Gomez Casey officially represented Ferguson. However, attorney Ian Cargill represented Gomez during that arraignment. This is a story we continue to follow. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. We're on the eve of the opening of the new legal year. Devontae Hanna joins us with a snapshot of what's to come. Devontae?
Well, Jimenita, we're coming to you live from inside Ansbacher House at the start of what will become a pretty eventful day tomorrow. It opens the legal year. It's an annual event that has legal professionals and even the public pretty excited. As you know, tomorrow will start off the judicial year for practitioners, and it will really reflect on what happened over the last year. The work is already underway from the officers who will be a part of the ceremony, as well as the Chief Justice. We saw the Commissioner of Police, Shanta Knowles, who will act as the Provost Marshal tomorrow, practicing her duties for tomorrow morning. And of course, we're inside the hall, and you may wonder why it looks a bit different. Well, that's because the photos of the Chief Justices were refreshed, and they now line the hall. What we've been calling, or what we've been hearing, that is a hall of fame here for all the Chief Justices from 1973 all the way to our current Chief Justice, Sir Ian Winder. And of course, tomorrow you will hear from him on his plans for this new legal year, and also some of the achievements of the judiciary system that happened in 2024. And of course, for those of you that are in our audience, you can tune into the ZNS network for the full details, as we will have live coverage. Jimenita.
Thanks, Devontae. Also making news tonight. If you come across an advertisement to purchase a transportation smart pass to get around New Providence on the jitney, don't click it. To avoid being duped by these scammers, Felicity Darville takes a look at the bogus social media page.
Beware of the Facebook page, Bahamas Public Transport. It's offering a smart pass for transportation, but it's a scam. The Facebook page offers travel for 3 months with a Smart Pass. It says the government of the Bahamas invites you to join an initiative to enhance mobility and promote public transport. Get your hands on one of 500 smart cards offering 3 months of unlimited travel across the Bahamas for just $2.06. It then directs you to a website. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is aware of the page and says that people should not register. They're advised that the government of the Bahamas is not involved in this scheme. Further, there's no arrangement with any stakeholders in the transport industry for a Smart Pass at this time. The ministry strongly urges the public to avoid accessing the website and providing any personal and financial information. The website is not legitimate, nor is it safe. The matter has been referred to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Davil.
Well, Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is expected to deliver his first national address for the new year tomorrow. We understand that the Prime Minister will review his administration's past 3 years in office and outline his plans for the future. You can tune in live right here on the ZNS network for the Prime Minister's national address at 8 p.m. tomorrow, January 8th. Well, coming up, another traffic fatality on the streets of the capital. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Crunch your KFC craving with a KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Get a piece of our golden fried chicken, crispy fries, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 juicy all-white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a sweet dessert biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda, all for just $9.95. Now that's a deal. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger-licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Church of God of Prophecy Crusade. This all-camp meeting will be held on January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center. Join us for powerful worship, life-changing ministry, and divine breakthrough as we hear from Bishop Dr. Ted Roy Powell of London, England. Crusade 2025, January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center, Faith Avenue and Marshall Road.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot of the Bauma Resort Complex, the Grand Hyatt, SLS, and Rosewood, all brightening up the night sky. A man in his 20s is dead tonight following a traffic accident involving a trailer truck and a motorcycle, a Yamaha 125. Now, the second officer in charge of the traffic division, Superintendent Karan Jennings, shared the details with the media on scene.
Our information received is that a trailer was traveling west on Carmichael, and it attempted to turn north into the warehouse when a cyclist who was also traveling in a westerly direction attempted to overtake and collided into the truck. Our information also received is the person riding the cycle was a male. who was taken to the Carmichael Road Police Station in a private vehicle, where EMS arrived and reported the rider had succumbed to the injuries of this accident.
Now, Superintendent Jennings shared this much about the truck driver and advice for motorists in the country.
For the year, this is our 4th fatality, 2 here in New Providence, 1 in Grand Bahama, 1 in Bimini. And us here in New Providence at the Traffic Division, we are going to continue to push the narrative of safety, enforcement, and also incentivization to the public for safe drivers. He's a driver for the Super Value company, and at this time, he is cooperating with the police with the investigation.
Well, the Road Traffic Amendment Bill taking motorists for a loop as of January 1st. The bill now requiring car owners to acquire insurance, which concludes at the end of the birth month. While some drivers traditionally align both car insurance and road traffic registration during that period, others are now required by law to do the same, causing some challenges. Our Lloyd Allen reports.
In effect, January 1st, ushering a number of changes for vehicle insurance holders, including a requirement for policies no less than 6 months, with cancellations only permitted due to mechanical issues, vehicle resale, or policy transfer to another vehicle. Now, these changes receiving mixed reviews from the public, all centered on financial management.
You need a wiggling room to be able to, financially, you'd be able, I think it'll be a little bit inconvenience if it's be the other way around. You know what I mean? So, you know how the struggle is out there. You always got to build the pay. So
my license don't expire until November, which in my birthday is in August. So I still wouldn't have an issue paying the funds out because the payments won't consolidate in 1 month. So I'm still in an advantage or have an advantage if my insurance expires in my birth month because it's not licensed in my birth month.
Industry expert Charles Johnson says there remain some gray areas to the amendment, apart from financing, but also the responsibility of policyholders.
There are implications with the amendment to the Act, and we're hoping that with the amendments, persons would now need to realize, for example, when a certificate of insurance is issued to them, they must secure that document. The law now requires that they keep that document in their vehicle because it's against the law not to have it.
Johnson adding that insurers, too, are required to be more accountable for each policy to reduce fraud.
Insurance companies now has to go through a process. It's always been law, but I think it's going to be more closely enforced, whereby if a certificate of insurance is misplaced, lost, or damaged, those documents have to be declared to the company, and it also have to be reported to the controller of road traffic.
Another measure to minimize duplication or fraud, the issuance of a single certificate.
Most companies will facilitate offering a copy certificate, but in doing so, we want to ensure that there are not 2 certificates of insurance out there, because as long as that certificate of insurance is showing a current period, the insurance company is liable to pay for losses.
Now, Johnson says over the next few weeks, more details are expected to be fine-tuned, specific to the difference between personal versus company policy holders. But in the meantime, to ensure that you are on the right side of the law, the advice is to consult with your insurance company, at least well in advance to the policy expiring. Reporting from Shirley Street for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Late last year, the government announced the start of its Clear Hold Bill campaign, which in addition to aiding in the crime fight in the inner city communities, would also clean up these areas by eliminating dumping sites and the pileup of derelict vehicles. Today, officials were back on the ground in one community where, as Corporal Pyfrom reports, not much has changed.
This team of officials representing several agencies did not have to go far from their starting point to locate places in the Angliston community which are being used as illegal dumping sites. In fact, just adjacent to the Angliston Urban Renewal Center on Moore Avenue in plain sight, one such site piled high with trash. The dumping, the Environment State Minister says, is indiscriminate.
This is absolutely shocking that people who live right here at the entrance of this pile, that they're comfortable with this.
Minister Zane Lightbourne Tuesday morning conducting an assessment of the area and promising to take swift action to get this health and safety hazard cleaned up.
You have a dump site on a property from tires which carry vectors you can smell the stench, so you know there's dead animals or whatever in there, and it's just unsightly and it's unhealthy.
As the new year gets underway, he and his team intend to aggressively resume efforts at clearing up sites like these in communities across New Providence. But he also hints that tougher penalties might be needed for perpetrators.
I like to fine and incarcerate or lock people up for this type of thing. We prefer not to, but we are going to enforce the law. We have to enforce the law because, unfortunately, for some persons, we're going to have to force them to be helpful and cleanly. And it's not the design of a well-oiled community that you have to do that, because persons would understand everybody need to play their part.
By late Tuesday morning, there were signs that the cleanup had begun. But as officials readily point out, it's not the first, second, or even third time that this area has been cleaned up. And so the issue now is, how do you change the mindset and get those violators to change old habits?
It's a mindset change that we have to try to engage, and that's the prime purpose of urban renewal, to get into the community and to try to help change mindsets.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Whether for pleasure or commercial pursuits, the waters of the Bahamas attract scores of mariners, with the numbers only growing each year. With more people out on the ocean, the risk of incidents related to boats and other watercraft occurring increases as well. And while boating in the Bahamas has generally been considered calm, officials are cautioning vessel operators to remain vigilant and adhere to boating laws when out to sea. Port Controller Byrne Wright, in a recent interview with ZNS News, highlighted other areas boaters should give attention to.
In order to register a vessel, any vessel, that vessel must be firstly inspected. It's a safety inspection. Now, depending on whether it's a private vessel or commercial operations, then a marine survey or a dry docking report will be required. And it's all in an effort that the boating public is safe and operates in a safe manner.
Stay with us on The Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this brings great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Pipe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches. just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
At Shell, we say refresh, refuel, rejoice. This Christmas, every $20 fuel up earns you a ticket to over $25,000 in joyful giveaways. Refresh your holiday mood with lavish hotel vouchers, exclusive spa treatments, and high-end shopping vouchers. Fuel up and submit your receipt by WhatsApp to 422-0271 for a chance to win with Shell. Drive to Shell. Fuel up and enter to win your share of $25,000 in giveaways for a December to remember. Terms and conditions apply.
As the new year gets underway, some people are going after their dreams of entrepreneurship. The focus of tonight's Business Beat offers some sound advice. Here's Corval Pyfrom.
The new year for many of us means putting new pressure on ourselves, often setting expectations that when aren't able to be met leave us in the doldrums. And noted therapist Harrison Thompson says this happens a lot to young people as they dip their feet into the uncertain world of entrepreneurship.
I remember coming into this office back in 2011 after graduating, and I didn't see one client for 2 years. And those were some very low moments. That wilderness experience, as I call it, it's really testing your commitment to see if this is something you really want to do.
Thompson urges young aspirant entrepreneurs to give themselves room to fail. There's no such thing, he says, as overnight success, and he encourages the period of doubt, uncertainty, trial and error, a period he calls the wilderness.
Yes, making money is good. Yes, we like the pomp and pageantry, but being able to have a purpose-driven why, that is priceless in this world. And so I would encourage any young person who's out there starting their own business, getting their feet wet for the first time in their major or career of choice, understand that there will come periods and seasons where things aren't turning over the way you want it to.
And in the road to becoming that big business mogul, Thompson advises to be realistic about expectations. Don't get caught up, he says, in New Year's resolutions.
Don't follow the hype of setting resolutions that are very generic.
On the Business Beat, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, Adon and Desmond join us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. What's coming up, guys?
Jimnita, let me tell you, 12 lighthouses are about to be restored by the Antiquities, Monuments, and Museums Corporation. Desmond, you were on the beat with
Yes,
the story.
had an opportunity to speak with historian Christopher Curry. A lot of them are in a bad state of disrepair, so hopefully his concerns will be answered sometime this year.
All right, Jimmy, there you have it.
And thanks, guys. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Make this year your best year yet. Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Blessings gonna find me here.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my Nassau office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
In a time where discussion in law enforcement often focuses on challenges and controversies, we pause to highlight those making a difference in the sector. Tonight, West Calix Forbes kicks off a 3-part series leading up to Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
But I can tell you that we have some really good officers out there who mean best and mean well. And so I hope that the community and the nation does not look on the negative, the 1 or 2 negatives, and say that's our law enforcement agencies.
January 9th marks Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, a day dedicated to recognize the vital work done by officers across the country, one such as Chief Immigration Officer Chad Adams. It's essential to highlight the stories of those who serve in the front line, facing complex challenges every day. Chief Immigration Officer Chad Adams, who has dedicated over 2 decades to immigration law enforcement, shares insight on the realities of his roles, the struggles his team faces, and the triumph that often go unnoticed by the public.
People do not put us out there as much as we ought to, but the Immigration Department plays a very pivotal role in our country. It's so important, whereas, you know, if you imagine a country without the Immigration Department, no one protecting our borders as we do, no one controlling those that enter and exit our country. And so it's very important to us, and I say to all those who have any desire to be within the Immigration Department to know that it plays a pivotal role in our country.
One of the most significant challenges Adams spoke about was the emotional toll that the job takes on officers. While the public often sees immigration enforcement as a simple matter of following the law, Adam emphasized that the job is much more layered.
And so empathy plays a pivotal role. And so one of the incidents that I speak about is incidents such like that, you know, where your heart begins to get a little full when you see the little 2-year-old and the 3-year-old. And so people don't understand, they say, and it's straightforward, but it's not. You know, empathy plays a really pivotal role in our job. And not everything is black and white. Sometimes it calls for some hard decisions, and sometimes it calls for us to make some adjustments to ensure that we do not hurt or punish those that really don't deserve punishment.
But it's not all hardship. Adam shares several success stories assisting immigrants to navigate the legal system successfully. He says they're not expecting an applause, but a simple acknowledgement for their hard work makes a difference. As we celebrate Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, let us remember the unseen work and the unseen officers that continue to keep our country safe. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat and it's good to grow.
Here in the Bahamas, a silent guardian moves through the underbush, the Bahamian boa. This native snake species, often misunderstood and feared, plays a vital role in maintaining our island's delicate ecosystem.
Well, Bahamian boas are not aggressive at all. If you do come across a Bahamian boa that is aggressive, it could possibly be the fact that somebody was messing with the snake. And that naturally, if you mess with a snake while the snake is sleeping or whatever, just like you wake up in the morning and somebody starts prodding you and pushing you, naturally you're going to respond. And so the snake responds, but our snakes, as you can see here with this young Bahamian boa, she's pretty chill. They just don't want to bother with anybody. They just want to just lay down, sleep, digest the meal, or shed their skin, or have their babies and go about their way.
That's wildlife biologist Scott Johnson, who emphasizes the Bahamian boa, while non-venomous and generally shy, is crucial for controlling rodent and pest populations. Without them, he says the balance of our natural habitats could tip dangerously out of control. So here's what you can do if you encounter a Bahamian boa.
You can contact the Nassau Snake Rescue Team on Facebook, and somebody can be or would be able to assist you with that, or you can contact me at 432-9172, and hopefully if I'm on island, I can be able to assist with the removal and relocation for a small fee. But I can remove the animal from your establishment. Now, it's important to note that we focus are mostly on the large boas, not the tiny snakes and stuff like that.
Education is key. Local conservation programs are working tirelessly to dispel myths surrounding the Bahamian boa, teaching future generations about coexistence and respect for our natural environment. And according to Johnson, that's working.
Over the years of the consistent education of these snakes, a lot of people have developed more of a, I'm going to say, tolerance for Bahamian snakes. Once upon a time, you talk to anybody about a snake, and the first thing they want to do is they want to chop it. But now they're like, I don't like you. You make me uncomfortable, but I don't want to kill you, because now I realize that you guys do remove rodents from our islands, and that helps to keep us from getting sick and stuff like that. And so I would encourage people, if you see a snake inside your yard, leave it alone. Let it crawl off and let it do what it naturally does, because snakes are a natural part of the Bahamian environment. But again, if you do see a snake in a place where it should not be, you can contact Nassau Snake Rescue Team, or you can contact me, and I'll be happy to assist where I can.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, after winning a 4th consecutive parade, the Shell Saxon Superstars have their say on the airways. Details straight ahead.
Plus, a local historian calls for Lighthouse restoration. Stay close for that.
Mayaguana residents are taking on road repairs. Good initiative there.
And coming up in sports, local baseball talent displayed at the Battle of the Ballers Showcase.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Desmond Saunders.
And I'm LaDon Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, LaDon, can't believe it's, January 7th, and the year, we're already off to a speedy start.
Yes, it certainly is. We have a holiday coming up on Friday, Majority Rule Day, and just 10 days after that, Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Interesting, right, Desmond?
And interesting, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I believe, is also on that day as well. So lots of activity in January.
A lot of activity indeed, Desmond.
Well, let's start and dive straight into the news for you this evening. Just off the back of their 4th straight win, LaDon, you're going to enjoy this. Shell Saxon Superstars are still bragging about their success. Our Diane Dorset has a story.
For the Saxons Junkanoo group, the 2-year 4-parade win was nothing short of historic. Shell Saxon's leader and self-proclaimed King of Junkanoo, Percy Francis, shared that for 5 years they had fallen short of a win.
One thing about the Saxons, we are consistent.
Yes.
In that win, lose, or draw, we come in. I mean, it doesn't matter what.
Right.
Because we had a drought, you know.
I remember
we had a drought. We had a 5-year drought. It was almost like
that long?
10 parades. Right? And we finally came through in 2018 with the theme Junkanoo Expressions to break that spell.
But beyond the celebrations, there is a growing concern. With Junkanoo's growing size and popularity, the location of the annual Junkanoo parades continue to present its challenges. Many Junkanooers and the public alike are calling for the parade's relocation to a larger venue, including Olden Reeves, a longtime member of the Saxons, who believes it's time to adapt to Junkanoo's evolving scale.
The street is now retarding the growth of Junkanoo. Okay? And whether we like it or not, we're leaving too much on the table. I think we now need to look for a new venue for Junkanoo. The population is exploding. The groups are becoming larger.
Yes.
And you know, we now need
the groups are really large now.
Yes, they are. The costumes are getting better and bigger. And so the only thing now to do is to say, what next? Where do we go from here?
As Junkanoo continues to transform, some are pushing for a dedicated government ministry to ensure its development and preservation.
Culture by itself is too big for just one ministry.
Okay.
We need the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has to cleave itself.
Yes.
The youth of this country makes up about 60 to 70% of the population. You need a full-time minister focusing on that.
With the Saxons back on top and the call for Junkanoo's growth louder than ever, the future of Junkanoo remains a hot topic. One thing is for certain, though, Junkanoo is here to stay, bigger and better. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
A leading Bahamian historian calling for the restoration of some of the country's iconic lighthouses and landmarks. Deputy Chair of the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation and Associate Professor of History at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Christopher Curry, says while these historic symbols are an important part of our cultural heritage, they serve as important navigational and aerial guides to our coasts.
Lighthouses are powerful symbols of hope in our country, which is, of course, the largest Atlantic world archipelago. And so they protect our waterways. The hole-in-the-wall lighthouse, South Abaco, protects the Northeast Providence Channel. Bird Rock Lighthouse on Crooked Island protects mariners from that rocky shoreline. And it, of course, basically is the lighthouse for the Crooked Island Passage, which is a deep waterway in the southeastern Bahamas. So what I'm trying to show you is we have to have an archipelagical points of interest that I think could be considered for restoration.
There are presently 12 lighthouses in the Bahamas constructed by the British between 1836 and 1887. These historic symbols were used to facilitate the safe use of the Bahama channels for shipping lanes. The growing interest in heritage tourism has given rise to the preservation of these historic Bahamian landmarks. A few of the lighthouses are well-known tourist attractions and seem well-maintained, but many others are isolated, rarely visited, or in poor condition.
Many heritage sites, ruins, plantation ruins. We have monuments. I think of the salt pillars, for example, in Little Exuma. I think about, you know, the relics that we have in terms of ruins. I'm going to call them ruins. This may be controversial, but we have the imperial lighthouses all across our archipelago, and most of them are not operational anymore. And yet you think about the fact that we are an island people. We are islanders in the stream, in the sea that surrounds our islands. And the lighthouses were such an important part of our history. And actually, they speak to our identity. They provided hope to people, and they are iconic sites. I'd love to see at least 5 or 6 of them restored fully. We have the Hopetown Lighthouse is probably the most iconic, the candy stripe one. And it is the last hand-wound lighthouse in the world. And it's still operational. In fact, the story goes that when Hurricane Dorian came through and completely flattened Hopetown, the residents made it a priority to get that lighthouse back and running and the light restored. And that became a beacon of hope.
Well, the Subians' cries over excessive potholes have been echoed over in Mayaguana for some months now. The feeling as though their cries were not heard. The people of Mayaguana decided to take matters into their own hands. Our Danielle Dean has a story.
The people of Mayaguana have long complained of poor roads, vehicular damage, and unsightly streets, says local government chief counsel for the Mayaguana district, 81-year-old Hugh Williamson.
All of the major roads here on this island was repaved or resurfaced about just over 8 years ago. Unfortunately, the method used were, and the resurfacing, I think they called it a blow-off system or something like that, which was not very durable. In fact, while they were still paving or an area that they had just finished had already started dropping in holes, and they had to go back and do some more work.
Mayaguana residents have reportedly made countless appeals for change, but to no avail.
We haven't been able to get the powers that be to respond, to assist us. As a result, a number of the residents communicated to me that they wanted to volunteer and get groups together to try and fill some of the potholes.
2 of the self-help initiative's pioneers, William says, are Iris Charlton, a teacher, and Pastor Melanie Moxie of Abrahams Bay, the capital. With a population of around 200 people, Williamson says the makeshift team has managed to repair the road that connects Mayaguana's 3 settlements, Pirates Well, Betsy Bay, and Abrahams Bay. Asked where he and residents sourced the material to get the job done.
At that point, I had been negotiating or soliciting about 2 or 3 months prior, an NGO on the island, a person of the I Group, their management company, Mayaguana Island Development Company, they have a quantity of cement in a warehouse, and I have been made to believe that they would have been disposed of, so I negotiated to get some of them. Unfortunately, their new shipment was also compromised, so instead of that, we subsequently got some of their new shipment.
Mayaguana residents know they aren't professional road builders, but are willing to do what it takes to improve their road and reduce damage to their vehicles. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
To see the community coming together. Still to come, it's all about fire safety. Donovan Paul joins us tonight to show us a thing or two about fire safety. Stay close.
Everyone hates a dead cow battery. Why not get a battery that lasts and has a 12-month warranty and is only $64.50? Intercontinental batteries are made with German technology, compatible with Japanese, US, and European vehicles, and adapts to warm climates. All right, good to go. These batteries are high quality, affordable, innovative, and only available at AID. Visit us online or WhatsApp us at 427-0026. AID, all you really need and more.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com. JS Johnson
Stunning images there of our Nassau port. Great images there. Want to congratulate our drone pilot Neville doing his part. Let's take a trip down to 8 Mile Rock. Bahamas Police Force recently led a walkabout in the community of Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. The walkabout was headed up by now Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles. Increasing police presence in our communities is part of the government's efforts to put a dent in crime throughout the country. This not only promotes safety, but it also encourages open communication between people who live in those communities and law enforcement. Police Commissioner Knowles was accompanied by senior police officers and various civic organizations who work together to spread holiday cheer while giving back to the community during the recently Yuletide season.
Well, it seems like there's never enough safety measures in place when it comes to avoiding fires. Well, tonight we have a fire safety expert with us in the person of Donovan Paul, who's going to talk about equipment that can keep us safe. Donovan, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you.
So, Donovan, talk to us a little bit about fire safety and why is it so important to be safe, especially after all of the fires that we've had recently.
Yes. As it relates to island states, basically you have a lot of fires that are basically traditional, but now as the markets evolve, we also need to evolve fire safety. So one of the partners that we're actually presenting tonight is Mouse Safety, which is a non-toxic, non-residue solution.
And talk us a little bit more about your business, Lifeline. I think that's the name of it.
Yes,
Lifeline. And its impact in the Caribbean.
Yes. I mean, basically, we've been in the field for now 12 years, and we focus on basically security. However, we've kind of put safety on the back burner simply because solutions that in the past, the traditional solutions weren't really safe. They are hazmat, meaning hazardous material, and we were looking for a solution like this that is non-toxic, non-residue, and basically is an additional solution in the fight against fires.
And just for the viewing public, it smells like a fire in here, but it's not really a fire in here.
Correct.
But I see you have a lot of equipment on the table, fire extinguishers and the likes. Tell us about some of the equipment that you have.
Yes. This right here is our smallest solution. This is ideal for boats, confined areas. Our solutions are not compressed, so it's basically a chemical combustion. This is comparable to this device right here, which is we could see it's much smaller, so it could fit inside your car compartment. Not a problem. We also have fire blankets. These fire blankets right here, these could be tailored for your various needs, for example, hotels, etc. The fire blankets are the #1 basically fire solution in the US as we speak. We also have larger fire grenades. These grenades are comparable to this large one right here, so it's much lighter. And once again, it's non-toxic, non-residue, and it's basically the future in our hands.
And how can persons purchase, I guess, these?
Yes, you could purchase these on Mouse. Our website is MAUSSafetyBahamas.com. So you could purchase it online. We'll be doing in-store sales shortly, but right now we're doing everything online.
And just in case, the viewing audience want to know how they can, actually be taught how to actually use the equipment. Are you going to be having seminars and workshops in 2025?
Yeah, definitely. We'll be definitely doing workshops with various colleges. BTVI is one of the companies, the educational institutes that we'll be reaching out to, as well as UB, to promote the evolution of fire safety within these organizations.
Donovan Paul, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight Access now and talking with us about fire safety. We're now going to turn things over to Amajal Knowles with what's coming up in sports.
In baseball news, the Battle of the Ballers showcase taking place over the weekend. Details of that story coming up in sports.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Church of God of Prophecy Crusade. This all-camp meeting will be held on January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center. Join us for powerful worship, life-changing ministry, and divine breakthrough as we hear from Bishop Dr. Ted Roy Powell of London, England. Crusade 2025, January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center, Faith Avenue and Marshall Road.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now, this way parking. I tell you we shouldn't park here. No, get one of these things. My bar big broke, and he got a sticker inside that say this mod though. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't we can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflicts will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports in boxing news. Boxer Carl Heel, for more than 2 decades, has been one of the more prominent figures in the local boxing world. And after a recent strong showing at a bout here at home, our Eugene Stewart caught up with the WBA Fedicab champion on what's next for him.
Carl Heel, a.k.a. Flashy, wants to continue making his name shine for the country as he continues his boxing legacy after his last bout by knocking out Panamanian Edwin Gamboa at the Champion Spirit Fight Night at the Bahama Resort. Heel, catching up with ZNS Total Sports, tells us what his future in the ring looks like.
Won my championship last year, defended twice last year. Now I'm back to the drawing board. February 21st, I'm going to be back in the ring. I'm going to defend the title one more time, and then I think I'm going to move up in weight and try to be a 2-time champion, 2-division champion. But this year, I should be looking at a world title shot at super welterweight.
Heel, who is well-traveled in his boxing career, speaks on always putting on for the 242.
Representing my country from I was 12 years old, and I always represent my country with pride. Don't care wherever I go. The lonely sheep that they used to say, the only sheep, because you had a lot of competition. I was the only boxer to leave the country to represent the country. So win, lose, or draw, I always carry my country flag with pride.
As for many to think of boxing as a violent sport, Heel saw it as a pathway for his success.
Being under Ray Minus Jr., that's what made me disciplined, because once you hear that squeaky song of that truck and your shirt out your pants, you got to put that shirt in the pants before he see you, or that's 20 push-ups. Don't care where you is, in the mall, the marathon, wherever he see you, that's 20 push-ups. And if you back talk, that's 40 push-ups. So, I mean, just go and believe in whatever you want to do. Boxing, basketball, just keep focus on your dream. Never let no one tell you can't do it. I'm a living testimony. A lot of people tell me I ain't boxing material, I ain't elite material. I get CAC game medal, Pan American game medal, Commonwealth Games medal. Now I'm a world champion and professional. They tell me I too old, but I still proving them wrong.
Heel is currently 9-0 in his career. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
That's my look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy 1 box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
This breaking news just in. The Rundown with Clint Watson is heading to Washington, D.C. for Inauguration Day, and you don't want to miss it. Be there as The Rundown brings you all the sights and scenes of the presidential inauguration of number 47, Donald J. Trump. Advertisers, our D.C. promotional packages are competitively priced and now available to place your business on location and in the live show. Enjoy informative stories on D.C. politics, interviews with local politicos, and extraordinary Bahamians living in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas. The Rundown will bring it live and direct just for you. Call our ZNS sales department today at 502-3800 and book your package. We're off to Washington, D.C. because soon only the sun will cover the planet better. You know the rest.
Our mandate on the mission statement for the program is to develop community leaders and nation builders through the art of Junkanoo. The future belongs to them, so being able to instill the culture in young people and at the same time make them productive citizens of the society is basically what our program offers. We teach them from scratch, so how to pace, how to beat a drum, how to ring a cowbell, how to blow a horn, to get that good understanding of what the culture is like. The program is more than just Junkanoo itself, where we bring a group of teens to perform, but we also assist them with life lessons, find scholarship opportunities for them to go abroad and further their education. In this day and time, it's very hard for kids coming up, and so we try to find means within the Junkanoo arena, but at the same time use just Junkanoo as the outlet to make them better at life. Crime-free? Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
This breaking news just in. The Rundown with Clint Watson is heading to Washington, D.C. for Inauguration Day, and you don't want to miss it. Be there as The Rundown brings you all the sights and scenes of the presidential inauguration of number 47, Donald J. Trump. Advertisers, our DC promotional packages are competitively priced and now available to place your business on location and in the live show. Enjoy informative stories on DC politics, interviews with local politicos, and extraordinary Bahamians living in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia areas. The Rundown will bring it live and direct just for you. Call our ZNS sales department today at 502-3800 and book your package. We're off to Washington, D.C. because soon only the sun will cover the planet better. You know the rest.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. Cold front went through the northwest Bahamas this morning without much fanfare, but a cold blast behind that will render some very chilly temperatures over the next 7 to 10 days. So do whatever is necessary to keep yourself warm over this long stretch. Now, your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. For all areas tonight, right through Thursday, you're going to have that northerly flow at 10 to 15 knots, and that is what will maintain those chilly temperatures in place. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now, your low tide, that will take place at 7:50 this evening, with another low tide at 8:46 tomorrow morning. So I'm going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Desmond and LaDon.
Thanks, Braz. A good wrap up there. What's happening next, LaDon?
Let's turn things over to our Matea Cunningham with Let's Talk Socials.
Welcome. We are gathered here today to discuss something deeply serious. Just kidding. Welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. Are you excited? So am I. Let's dive right in. Today, we're spotlighting an artist who's redefining music and shaking up the scene. Some say her music sounds like a blend of 90s rap with a touch of jazz. Quite the combo, right? Introducing Doechii, a rising artist from Tampa, Florida, whose style is nothing short of unique. She's breaking trends, setting new ones, and making waves in the musical time-space continuum. Social media is buzzing with claims that 2025 is officially the year of Doechii. After her initial blow-up on TikTok in 2021, she's back in the spotlight. Her song, Denial is a River, is taking over the socials. Check it out.
Remember old dude from 2019? Nice, clean, did me dirtier than laundry. Took a scroll through his IG just to get a DM from his wifey. What the? I was so confused. What should Doechii do? She didn't know about me and I didn't know about Sue. I opened up the messages and had to hit the Zoom. Turns out the girl was really a dude. I think he slicked back till I slipped back. Got my lick back, turned a to a knick-knack. I moved on, dropped a couple of songs, and then I went and got signed. Now it's 2021. Hey! Platinum record this, Bible record that. I'm making so much money, I'm all over the net. I'm moving so fast, no time to process. And no, I'm not in the game, but I'm always on set.
Is her music your vibe? Have you come across her while scrolling? Let us know. I'm Matea, and thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Socials.
That's it for us, LaDon.
You're right, Desmond. We don't have to stay, but we have to get out of here right now, Desmond.
That's right, but a very important message on fire safety. We're driving it home tonight.
And if you want to purchase any piece of this equipment, you can do so at 1677 MAUS, and that's not mouse, but it's MAUS.
We'll stay tuned to the Bahamas tonight at 11. Boyce and Jones. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Take care.
This is the Caribbean, a region known for its stunning beauty and vibrant culture, but also for being among the most vulnerable to the impacts of a changing climate. 2024 is predicted to be a year of climate extremes. A hyperactive Atlantic